Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael Everett and today we're watching Doctor Who. This week's episode is actually the start of the season 2 finale. I am both excited and like low-key kind of sad that we're already here. So far I've really enjoyed season 2. I feel like I say that every one of these reactions that I do is that I'm really enjoying this season. I think the hype meter for me personally is like way up here. So here's to hoping that they can land it. I think last season started off okay, got really good, and then crashed at the very last episode. I would say last year's penultimate episode, The Legend of Ruby Sunday, was a great episode, and I was very excited. I was shook by the ending of that episode. And then it just fell to the ground and blew up in my face. Again, I think the finale was not particularly of my taste last season. I think it wrapped up a little bit too clean, a little bit too fast. So I'm hoping this season has a little bit more of a cohesive part 1 and part 2. Today is part 1, Wish World. Very excited to get into it. I'm excited by the fact that the Rani has been returned to our screens after, a few decades. Very excited by that. We know that the Doctor and Belinda were on the TARDIS when the TARDIS blew up. I've seen a couple of the previews leading into this episode, and apparently it's some kind of alternate reality that they're living in. So I'm not going to be as surprised by some of the revelations that come with that, just because I did watch a few of the previews, which I probably should stop doing, but I can't help myself. When I see a little preview by the Doctor Who TikTok or whatever, I'm going to watch it. That being said, let's just get right into it. I'm so excited to see how season 2 wraps up. I'm hoping that this episode continues the rise that every episode has over the last, 4, 5, 6 weeks. And I'm super excited to see what happens. Without further ado, this is Series 15 / Season 2, Episode 7, Wish World. Alright, so we're going through the forest on a horse? I'm so confused because last thing, Bavaria 1865. Because last week I saw the TARDIS doors were blowing off, so I don't know what's changed or what's happened. And who is this man? The Rani. Alright, so there's a baby and some lady. Oh! What a rude lady. I listen to this poor mother. I would not be handing a baby over to some mysterious lady who just said that the name that I gave her was terrible. Or gave him. I think it's a baby boy. What? So she just has magical powers? Yeah, get away from this lady who can turn people into violets. Oh, is she about to kill all of them? Not the ducks. Not her turning this man. Okay, so why does the Rani have magic powers? I'm very confused. Did she give herself magic powers? Or is this just something that she's able to do because she has some kind of time manipulation? Very confusing. It's giving toy maker. Morning, darling. Morning, sweetheart. Not the lavender marriage. This is so weird. Oh, I wish, but I've got to earn a living, so he wishes. Wish World. And the weather's going to be nice. All right, there's Conrad. Oh, this is weird. I don't like this 1950s happy-go-lucky feel to it. Oh, yep, Conrad. We love Conrad. Okay, so that is definitely Poppy. Poppy from Space Babies. This uniformity is so weird. It's it feels weird to me. Oh, hi, Ruby.
Hi.
Hello?
What's going on?
This is the first time they're seeing each other, right?
Ruby, I swear.
And Ruby knows something, and it's like an outcast or something. Okay, so does he recognize the name?
Yes. Hello?
I think she knows.
Someone express it. No.
I think Ruby isn't caught up in it. Something about Ruby is different, and she not all the broken mugs. It's a giant bone cat monster dinosaur things with a citadel looking thing on the top. Not her being stuck on the ground. When in doubt, don't. What in the 1950s psycho dream is this? It's giving utopian dystopia from the 1950s. So did they land on May 23rd, or is it just kind of one of those things where May 24th doesn't happen or exist?
All the Time Lords were killed.
It's really giving 1950s utopian bullcrap. Knock knock. Oh, is that her parents? Okay, so the Doctor and Belinda are getting like flashes that something's not right. I think they all know that something's going on. Conrad specifically, I think this is like Conrad's wish or something. So Poppy remembers. It seems like Poppy is getting caught up in there. They keep breaking the glass. That's gotta mean something. The yellow broken glasses and blue 11? Sorry, I'm like trying to find clues in like every little thing, trying to figure out what's going on. Like obviously something's going on, but like she ran to this middle of this field, leaving that baby with her parent, like her mom and her aunt, I think. So I wonder how long it's been like this. Because they're clearly in the unit tower, and there's like things that are like similar. So he doesn't know who she is. Why are they all looking at him? It's like all creativity or something is gone. You're not supposed to question anything. I actually really like Rani as a character so far. She's fun. Kind of like a master, but more spacey, if that makes any sense. Alright, so the Rani clearly knows what's going on and hasn't changed anything. Oh, this is freaky looking. What are these numbers for? I mean, Mrs. Flood is the Rani, so I don't know why she's being... I mean, it's her. She's the same person. That's the thing that's confusing me. Like, so did they make him like a god or something? What is going on? Like, it looks like Conrad's stuck in some kind of situation too. Like, it doesn't know if he wants to be here or not.
All he does is chuckle.
Oh, so that's some kind of a god talking about he.
Isn't he?
So what god is he?
Terrifying.
He's absolutely terrifying.
So, I feel like this whole episode I'm just going to be like wondering what's going on. Another Vindicator. I am so confused. Like, there's a lot of moving parts going on. A baby is sustaining the world, but he's a god? Because he laughed like the giggle. I like her sonic screwdriver. Can Shooty get that one? I wonder if Mrs. Flood is going to end up betraying herself. I'm gonna make a guess, and I'm gonna leave this in case I get it right. The one who is lost sounds like this character called Omega that I've heard about. They were cast aside, it feels.
Like they're there, but not there.
Yeah, Ruby. What's the tea here? I feel like Ruby might have like the answers. Do they know? Do they recognize each other?
I don't suppose. Sorry, but
Do I know you?
Shirley.
Okay, so she's recognizing. They're recognizing each other. Is it because they're like more outcasts? It feels like these people are like outcasts.
Through this for.
Oh,
I've seen.
her mom is always. Whenever we're in these parallel worlds, her mom is always causing problems. These parallel universes that Ruby goes into, her mother betrays her over and over again. I'm not a fan of that. But see, now they're doing like different colored cups versus just yellow cups. And they keep breaking. I want to know what that's about. See, these episodes make me like Ruby even more. We aren't getting enough Doctor, though. Can we go back to the Doctor?
But the time lady had an idea. She said, beginning to wake. And the doctor said, tell me the secret.
Okay. I'm glad we're continuing this. We're continuing Susan. I'm glad she's back. Who's that? Rogue?
Can you hear me? I haven't got much time. They're coming. And thank you for that, you know? But I have to warn you.
That's crazy. I was not expecting to see Rogue.
I miss you. Well, more than that. I love you.
I warn you, doctor. This secret.
I mean, you met him one time. I don't know if you can love somebody after one time, but maybe he has more history with him than we are led to believe. They keep breaking these damn cups. So So he's understanding that the cups are breaking. Alright, so that's why the cups... Because, like, the tables aren't real? I mean, obviously it's a wish world or something. Belinda, pay attention. That one cup didn't break. Belinda, you were screaming in the woods 10 minutes ago. Come on.
I really liked it.
Not her calling the cops. Damn, Belinda. Now you turning on the doctor in a fake world. But then my question is, like, is this what needs to happen for, like, time to continue or something? Because like they were saying like, oh, is the doctor doubting yet? So it seems like something that they're waiting to have happen. All right, Mrs. Flood / Rani. Well, Belinda, you did call the cops on your husband.
Sorry, Belinda. I'm so sorry.
And then your mom calls the cops on you. So she thinks he's like the missing link. See, that's what I'm saying though. They're bringing him into here. That's what I'm saying. It's like they're waiting for the doctor to doubt, and that's why they're bringing him in here. Meet the Rani.
No, nothing.
So she's playing around with him. I really like her. So she's trying to make him remember. So is she trying to get him to remember? Or she's trying to get both of them to remember?
Music.
It's giving Master. This is fun.
People said we were lovers. Can you
Lovers? No. This flashback shit. Everybody makes fun of the fact that RTD2 has been doing this like flashback thing.
Every villain you ever fought wanted death. I only wanted life.
So what is going on?
Is a lie. This whole world is a wish.
What do you mean?
But he made so much of this happen. He stirred the gods, Belinda. He woke the most ancient of powers. Come and
So this is confirming that the doctor is the one who woke them all up.
I can't let you look.
So interesting, because if this was the Master or Missy, I feel like she would have just killed her.
The most powerful god of all was born. Desiderium, the god of wishes.
Desiderium?
All the world below.
The god of wishes.
I.
So the god of wishes. The baby is the god of wishes.
Look at that.
I love that the Rani's like just putting shit together. This is so interesting.
That's why I needed you trapped inside the wish. Because this isn't just exposition, Doc.
What? So she is literally just doing a science experiment. Oh. So he's ripping a hole in reality. What is going on? This is a wild episode. This is a spectacle. All right, Poppy.
Omega.
Ooh. Omega.
First Time Lord.
The first Time Lord?
Of the Time Lords. The greatest
Oh. All right, so Omega? I don't know much about Omega. Come on, Doctor, remember yourself. Where'd the Rani go? She's gonna be in the TARDIS. Oh, shit. So she just disappeared? Is Mel gonna disappear? Yo, this is freaky. I have not set... It's May the 24th? Of course it falls into this freaking time vortex. Oh my god. Well... Wow, where do I even start? First of all, that was a lot of exposition. Like, let's be for real. Like, it was like the last 10 minutes was just the Rani explaining everything over the last like whole season of why things were happening the way she was and like what she was aiming for. I'm gonna take these out. I feel like that was a good first part to a two-parter. I don't know how to rate the episode on its own. Like, the episode holds up on its own in the sense of like there is like kind of a mystery, what's going on. I mean, it's called Wish World, so you're assuming the whole time that the world is a wish. What I find interesting is what the Rani was trying to do, which is find the creator of the Time Lords, Omega, which is a person that I've heard. That is a name that I've heard. I don't know much about Omega. All I know about Omega is that they're stuck in between dimensions or something. The Rani kind of explained it a little bit. She kept saying like, oh, it's the one who's lost. We got to find the ones who's lost. I'm going to use the power of a wish to find the one who's lost. And what's interesting is she basically used the doctor's doubts to open up a rift in reality, which is what happens on May the 24th. But for some reason, the doctor kept going, but Poppy's real, but Poppy's real. And you know what that means. So what does it mean that Poppy is real? And I guess that is something we'll find out next episode. And also the question of like, why does she want to bring back Omega? Is it because she wants more Time Lords to be born? The Rani's interesting because she's kind of giving the Master in a way, which is kind of unfortunate in that like she's going to be compared to the Master. But in a more silly way. And what she said to him while they were dancing, she said, I never wanted to bring death. I only ever wanted to bring life. And I know that, like, I watched a video on the Rani, and there's like a scene of her like in like a laboratory, and there's like test tube babies, which makes me think about space babies. So maybe space babies is connected. Maybe the space babies is the Rani's creation or something. Very interesting episode. It was definitely exposition heavy, and like, not that like a lot didn't happen, because a lot did happen, but it just kind of feels like this was all set up for next week's episode versus like standing on its own as a singular episode. I still really liked it. I think the aesthetic was quite striking, where you had like this 1950s like perfect world aesthetic built around the wish of Conrad. And Conrad clearly was the one trying to hold his wish together while he's holding onto this baby who is apparently the god of wishes. They don't explain why she's able to or turn a bunch of kids into ducks and turn a man into... What'd she turn him into? An owl? She turned that man into an owl. She turned the wife into a bunch of flowers. So what does the Rani possess to allow her to do that? Is it that she was holding on to the baby who is... I'll have to re-listen to that name. Give me a second, because... Desiderium, the god of wishes. Okay. So she went back in time to get Desiderium, the god of wishes, who was born to the seventh son of the seventh son of a seventh son. So... 777, a lucky number, like jackpot. Why did that just now hit me? Whatever. Regardless, very interesting episode, very interesting concept that she is using the god of wishes to break reality to find Omega. She says she wants to bring life, so that leads me to believe that she is trying to bring back the Time Lords. That is the only explanation I can come up with, is that she's trying to bring back the Time Lords because they were all, as we know, destroyed. The only thing that they haven't done is kind of explain how she was able to survive the death of the Time Lords, how she alone was able to do it. I mean, obviously the Master survived, and the Master's the one who caused the death of the Time Lords. But also saying that he's the god of Time Lords kind of like harkens the question of like, what about the Timeless Child arc? Like, they still haven't really addressed that situation. I don't know if we'll address it going forward. I don't know if it's something that we'll learn more about in the future, or if it's just something that they're going to gloss over going forward. Overall, excellent episode, very fun. It was a very pretty episode, and it did something that Doctor Who does, where it makes you think and kind of like start to put pieces together. Like, I just kept thinking to myself, like, why are they all yellow cups? Why do they keep breaking? And like, I just kept thinking, why do they keep breaking? And then when the Doctor formed them together and they kept falling through the table, and was like, oh, tables aren't supposed to do that. Oh, speaking of which, Rogue. To me, that was the biggest little surprise. I did not expect to see Rogue in this episode, let alone ever again. My assumption is that Rogue is a character that was a one-off. I didn't know if they were going to be able to bring him back in any capacity going forward, but it seems like they will. And it seems like Rogue came to the forefront and talked to the Doctor, which happened after he was looking at the TV and Susan reappeared, which again makes me happy knowing that Susan is still going to be a part of this somehow, somewhere, some way. I feel like the reveals were a little bit more muted just because like they revealed the Rani last week. So like last week when we got the Rani reveal is a little bit more like, the Rani, oh my God. I've heard something about this Omega person. That's probably who she's trying to find. And then when it was revealed that she was trying to find Omega, maybe I ruined it for myself. Maybe I wasn't as like, oh my God. But also like, I never, again, didn't watch Classic Who, so for me, it's not a huge, like, draw to, like, be so excited by the idea of Omega. I think calling him the god of Time Lords, or calling him the creator of the Time Lords, is what is drawing me in. Knowing that he was the creator of the Time Lords makes me wonder if that's what their plan is to bring back the Time Lords. Also, they keep talking about, like, the Unholy Trinity. Now, it's pretty obvious that the Unholy Trinity is the Rani, Conrad, and Omega, which I like more than the Master being the last one. I don't know if next week's episode is going to end with the rebirth of the Time Lords. There's some mentions of different Time Lords in there, like the President, Rassilon. She was like, oh yeah, this is Rassilon's seal. Is it ringing any bells? Because she clearly was trying to make the Doctor come back from this wish world. So I think like I'll have to rewatch this because again, I keep watching these when they air on Eastern Standard Time in the United States, where it is 3 a.m. when I start watching this. So now it's 4:30 a.m. and I'm like, but from my perspective, she used Conrad to build a fake world because he had such a deep wish for like a retro world where men were men and women were women and we had our set roles, and he basically wants to go back to like a 1950s style world. And she was like, he has such a deep wish that he's able to hold on to this baby, the god of wishes. She was able to get him to control that, to kind of create this wish world that the doctor and Belinda could get trapped in. I now am very excited by next week's episode. But then the question of like, is this a regeneration story? Is the doctor going to regenerate? There were some rumors that he might, and if he does, I'm going to be very upset. Mostly because my favorite part of this episode was seeing Rogue, and if he regenerates, then I'm not sure we'll see Rogue again, and that would make me very upset. All in all, though, fantastic episode. Like some of the commentary, I think it was a more straightforward, exposition-heavy episode than some of the ones we've had over the last couple of weeks. Yeah, overall, pretty solid penultimate episode for season 2. Again, the season's done a great job. I think every episode has been stellar. I think the cinematography in every episode has been stellar. This one is no exception. They've done a great job at like upping the production on this season. I'm hoping that it can land. I think so far we got 7 out of 7 good episodes. A couple of them have been fantastic. A couple of them have been great. I want to see how this ends. And if they do it right, if this isn't like a wham bam thank you man, completely reverse everything like they did last season, I think we're in for a good time. So yeah, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. I guess I got to start saying that now if I'm trying to make content on this platform. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one.